there. Hello.
Hi, I'm Dean.
Well, some of you might know me as Mr. Russell Rands. Some of you know me as Mr. Rands.
And welcome to Big Box of Books.
Big box of books. Big box of books.
The story I'm going to be reading today is Man in Red.
I love red, it's my favourite colour. Before Christmas, at some point, I will be reading Loved, Cuddled and Tickled Too. My own story, available on Amazon.
And I have chosen a very festive story because there are only 8 sleeps until Christmas, I think that's right, and only 3 sleeps until my first ever book signing. Man in Red was written by Tom Story. What a fortunate name, Tom, I do like it. And Mandy France. Well, wouldn't you like a name that is based on a place? Dean Barbados. Dean Spain. I love this story as well because in here we've got things like what do you want most for Christmas? A winning lottery ticket would be nice. I believe you can write down your elf name at the back of the book. Shiny Van Elf Shelf. Excuse me while I move my big box. Okay, anyway. Man in Red. Once upon a midnight dreary came a figure, oh so clearly. A man rotund all dressed in red crept silently beneath my bed. I followed him till I could see him steal my gifts beneath our tree. And as I was about to shout, I pinched myself, removing doubt. He turned and fell upon our poof, then scampered up onto the roof. I yelled, I screamed, my mum came in. A man, I shrieked, with a twisted grin. As I sat down, my mum, she told me stories of this Santa old. Convinced I wasn't of his good, why creep around beneath a hood? I pondered long upon this fault. This bearded thief soot prints he brought.
Oh, soot prints. Like footprints, but with soot.
This Santa fella bringing toys. Why eat our food? Why make such noise? I'm not convinced, I told my mum. If he's so good, why drink our rum? My mum, she laughed and fell about. She spilled her wine, I still had doubt. A year passed by as midnight struck. I stayed up waiting for the buck. As surely as each year you age, the man strolled in, bag large and beige. I've waited a long time for this, you thieving man, trespassing bliss. You took my pies, my milk, and still you crunched my carrots at your will. I know you claws, I know your game. Still you basking all the fame. You fraud in red, your cheeks all rosy. Butter melts, you must be dozy. And this is where I face you down, and from you take your Christmas crown. He looked in shock, for he could see me swing from lights and around our tree. Prepared I wasn't, his eyes went up, and from his hands a pie he chucked. It hit me full, it hit me clean. I knew this man, I knew him mean. But as I fell upon the floor, he picked me up and laughed and roared. Young girl confused, men aren't all bad. We'll take a trip, please don't be mad. I huffed, my hands clenched in a fist, but he just smiled. Don't make my list. And magically as crisp fresh snow, as jingles rang, I felt the glow. For into view flew wondrous deer, with a wooden sled I laughed and cheered. Quickly girl, I've not all night. Time's ticking, hurry, let's take flight. I jumped upon his mystic sled, and through the town the deer they fled. With every gift my heart did melt, and in the end 'twas this I felt. A love for him had broken through. I looked at Santa, face all blue, and this I said, a thought so true. All I need in life is you. Make sure you go and have a look at Tom's Storytime. Storytime Tom. Tom. Storytime. TomStorytime.com. A lovely book. I hope you enjoyed that story. If you did, please click like and then subscribe and tune in again for our next story, which I'm hoping will be much quicker this week because there's not many sleeps till Christmas.
Because there are only 8 sleeps until Christmas, I think that's right, and only 3 sleeps until my first ever book signing.
Wait, bye.